Money makes the world go round, but money will also help us continue to make our world go round before we get to a point where we don't have a world we can live in. According to the GFMA and BCG report, Climate Finance and the Real Economy, released in 2020, the current market for climate finance is estimated to be about $600 billion US. An increase of more than 5 to 8 times in the short term will be needed to support transition pathways to a low-carbon economy. Unfortunately, we can't just flip a switch and have a zero-carbon economy. Therefore, these transition activities must be financially accounted for in order for progress to be made. And the financial sector must adapt itself to these climate ambitions. The reality is that the environment will affect financial decisions, but in return, financial decisions will also affect the environment. One of the most advanced examples of incorporating finance into the climate change agenda is with the European Union's Taxonomy for Sustainable Activities. In July of 2018, the European Commission convened a technical expert group of academic, financial, and sustainability experts, known as the Technical Expert Group, now dubbed the Platform for Sustainable Finance. In 2020, the final report on the EU taxonomy was released. The taxonomy requires greater transparency from a variety of sectors and is a big step in creating a common language for classifying green activities. The idea is that the taxonomy will help flow investments towards more sustainable activities and solutions. While the US has not proposed its own version of the taxonomy, there are a variety of proposals on the table. One example is the Climate Risk Disclosure Act, pushed by Senator Warren and Representative Casten. Public companies would be required to disclose information related to climate risk. Another example has been pushed by Treasury Secretary Yellen to recognize climate change as a threat to the financial system. She has advocated for incorporating a climate hub in the Treasury going forward. In the private sector, change in U.S. companies has been faster. BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, in a letter to various CEOs, has made it clear that sustainability is their new gold standard for investing, in turn driving the economy to become greener. Debates in the financial sector with regard to climate policy are abundant. One of the biggest debates is with regard to subsidies. Subsidies in high-carbon sectors have stalled progress. Many wonder when lower carbon sectors will have access to similar subsidies, thus reversing the cycle. For example, in the COVID-19 Recovery Fund distributed by the EU, 37% of that money will be applied towards sustainable ends, with 100% doing no harm to the environment. Yet, this is at odds with existing EU economic practices, such as agricultural subsidies that are currently in place that harm the environment. One other debate is surrounding the definition of sustainable finance. What is it? How do you define a transition activity when there is no universal definition? The first step is coming to an agreed definition. For example, even with as much progress accomplished under the EU taxonomy, there is still debate over things like nuclear energy being green. With France deriving 70% of its energy from nuclear power, but other member states refusing to embrace this due to incidents such as Fukushima and Chernobyl, there clearly needs to be more discussion. In general, the financial sector still has a lot of work towards combating the so-called phenomenon of greenwashing, where companies utilize a sort of false green PR that are a meager attempt to demonstrate their climate-friendly ambition in order to be more accepted in a world that is requiring companies to change their habits and become greener. This will be a difficult issue to control, but with increased regulation and more universally agreed standards, solutions will be found. The financial sector plays an important role in making our societies transform into a greener place. But this is only one part of a larger global puzzle. As the pieces come together, the climate ambition picture becomes clearer.